We are talking of VFX, we are talking of special effects.
I remember none, even single frame was not sent to India or outsourced to India. When I used to go to clients, in studios, they used to ask me, "Where is Hyderabad?" Show me in the map. It is very hard to convince them, and they were very conscious about the security.
What do you see in terms of the way India has progressed in the last, say, 10 years?
Last 10 years, there's so much content. Everybody needs VFX. And last 10 years, we're able to make at least 2 lakhs people in India.
Wow.
Skilled people who can do small and medium size, all kind of level of artists.
Is there something called recession in this industry, or is it a recession-proof industry?
The COVID time also, the business which we're doing good. One is hospitality industry.
Correct.
One is entertainment industry.
What does the road ahead look like? Say 5-10 years from now, how big is this industry going to grow? How mature is this industry going to go? Where is the technology going to go from here? Movie industry, they say, is glitz business. And of course, it's all about special effects, acting, music, and everything boiled in together. Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochatal. Today, we are not talking business purely from a business perspective. We are talking more from a make-believe industry, an industry that has evolved over the years and is today a part of every other film or television piece. We are talking of VFX, we are talking of special effects, we are talking of restoring of old films, and we are talking a whole lot of other stuff. And today, to speak to us about this is somebody who knows the industry inside out. Madhava Reddy, founder and CEO of Rotomaker, better known as Mike in the film industry. Welcome, sir.
Namaskar.
First, we will start with the basics. Where do you hail from? What was your schooling like? And how did you get into this industry in the first place?
I'm basically from Hyderabad, core Hyderabad, born and brought. So studied at Rotomaker and Central School. It's in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Then college also Usmania University. And I studied after my graduation. I went to Pune to study my animation course. Then where I studied my animation course, then I got a job in Mumbai. I worked in Mumbai for 5 years with one of the biggest company those days, which is called Crust Communication.
Yeah, Crust.
They're more into advertisements and visual effects. So that's where I started. That's my Indian career where I built. And later then I got a good opportunity in international Canada, Vancouver, a company called Rainmaker. They do a lot of visual effects for international movies. So I worked there for 5 years in Canada. Then I became a Canadian citizen. So I got an opportunity in LA. Then I worked in a company called Company 3, which is in Santa Monica. So I worked in Santa Monica, because those days, I'm talking about in 2000, 2005, you hardly see any Indians working in Hollywood industry. So I was one of those first person who worked in Hollywood industry from 2000. Then I got into a company called Technicolor. Is in Hollywood. Also, it was in India, one of the biggest company, and I worked there in the visual effects and film side. Then after working there, I got an opportunity to work with Sony's Pictures in Culver City, and also Universal Studio, and I worked with Warner Brothers Studios. So after working these 3 studios, I got thought, why should not I should start my own company. So those days, I remember none, even single frame was not sent to India or outsourced to India. Then I thought, why can't we help the studios, So I started doing like the same way you do the IT industry, supporting the studios, supporting a lot of international companies, banks. The IT people generally do supporting the banks or any IT companies, IT projects they support. I took the same format and started supporting the studios and the VFX studios backend. Slowly started with a small setup in Hyderabad and in Chennai. So I was getting good response from people. Initially, it was very hard to get the job. When I used to go to clients, they in studios, they used to ask me, "Where is Hyderabad?" Show me in the map. It is very hard to convince them, and they were very about conscious about the security, and they were thinking, "Can your team do this? Can your people do this?" Since I worked there, so it was they believed my work, and I've worked in many feature films. More than those days, I worked more than 3,000 movies, 300 movies, sorry,
Okay.
including like 300 movie and a lot of movies I worked. So they had confidence in me since I worked in the industry, and I had a very good networking in the Hollywood industry. So they trusted me and started giving me work. So I came back to India, trained 10 people, and slowly we started training more people, and that's how I started my career. So first we did in Hyderabad, Telangana, with a smaller studio. Then I was doing back and forth. I was living in US that time, in California. So I was doing back and forth. I did that for almost 5 years. So I could expand to a stage of 300 people team, and I was getting a lot of projects, and I was not sure how. It was very hard to manage a studio. See, being in US and getting sending work here, it was tough because the quality and everything. So then I decided to move to India. So then I moved with my family in 2014, and it was perfect timing when the new Telangana government came. So the government also supported me very much. That government, when I moved, and we were very quick to expand the people. We started training. It was very hard for me to get people, train people, skilled people. So we started doing hiring academies. Bought some academies, animation academies. I used to have those days around 6 academies,
Okay.
my own academies, because skill we need to develop very hard, because they need to understand
Yeah.
the Hollywood kind of work. They need to make sure we need to deliver the kind of quality and the creativity, and so it was very hard for us to train. But initially it was first 1-2 years was hard. Later on, once I started picking up, and people started learning, and it became a little smooth.
Yeah. When we talk of the industry, which you rightly spoke about, flowing the work from US to India, just like any other IT company,
Yeah.
this is also sourcing the work, but there's a huge difference
Yeah,
because this is a skill-based work more than anything.
Yeah.
That might be a technology-based work.
yeah,
But here it is, you need people to run it, and as you rightly said, you need the manpower.
yeah,
You you took over some institutes and started running them. On one hand, you have clients who
Yeah.
are very demanding,
yeah,
who expect the same kind of work that they get in the US or Europe or elsewhere. At the same time, you have a freshly trained crop of people
yeah,
who are learning the ropes, trying to understand how to
Yeah.
do it. I guess the early days would have been very tough, as you said. But what do you see in terms of the way India has progressed in the last, say, 10 years?
yeah.
We will not go before that. 10 to 12 years. How did India progress in terms of, maturing as a place where the best of the works can be done?
Yeah. India overall, I said 2005, 2004, I was one of the first person who brought Indian outsourcing projects for the movie industry, for especially visual effects department. There was nobody else was doing. So those days it was very hard to start even studio as well. And in the last 10 years, I could see, because we trained so many people, and they also went outside and started some of the studios. And the kind of studios now, I think I can say more than 2 lakhs people are in the visual effects industry in all India.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's huge number.
ourselves, yeah. In Hyderabad itself, we probably train more than 30,000 people in our studio, in our academies. Because the kind of amount of work, now if you want to do works like in Hollywood, 60 to 70% of visual effects work, which happens in the back end, like rotoscopy, paint, wiring, mold, compositing, some of the 3D, and some of the creative works as well, are done in India. So 70% of work is done in India. So from 0% to in 10 years, it becomes 70%.
Wow.
So much employment is created. Even I see in Hollywood and Canada and UK, they cannot, retain some kind of skilled people. So India was very helpful for them, and that was really worked out perfect timing. and some of the skill set people are very strong in India, and they also know, and they are very confident in some of the Indian companies who can give the quality. So now the work is so much, international work is so much, and if you see animation, VFX, gaming, all these industries have, there's a big huge potential is there. And I think more, if you look at 10-15 years back in the shows, very little amount of VFX was happening. I worked one of the movie called Devi, that was in 1995. I was the VFX director for that movie. It's Kodi Ramakrishna Garu and that one, MS Raju producer. And those days VFX was very high. Now those kind of effects we can easily do now. So so much of thing, and now most of the TV series, television, commercial, feature films, a lot of YouTube content, they use VFX. So VFX has become a must for a lot of the content. So the amount of usage has become more, and in coming future also, I see that there's going to be much more usage.
So when we speak about Ms. Madhava Reddy, this particular one in terms of 3-4 different buckets, VFX, animation, gaming, and other technologies. Along with Hollywood, the Indian film industry also has picked up.
Yeah.
You have big budget films like Bahubali, for example, where the effects are huge.
Yeah.
And then there are various smaller movies which are also trying to use a bit of VFX on the side. When you compare Hollywood and Indian film industry, I won't say Bollywood, I would say Indian film industry, where are we?
We are at good stage. If you look at the cost of, if the same movie like Bahubali is done in India, the same movie if you do in Hollywood, I would say it would at least cost into 3 to 5x more.
Wow.
Because the kind of talent we have, the creative and the kind of the look and feel we are given is amazing. With the help of the director vision is the first thing, and the second thing is the kind of level of capability in the VFX industry. The skilled people are very talented, and they were able to achieve those kind of high-end visual effects. Sets, or they could save a lot of money in the sets. So definitely, our industry is very strong in doing high-end visual effects. They have been doing, for a lot of movies, a lot of Hollywood movies. Still, we are working, but we don't work the complete, the creative side. We work in the back end. So already talent is there, and we already reached that mark. Only thing is that like Bahubali was internationally released and RRR was internationally released. If you make any movie which you can distribute and release globally, then definitely we will be part of that movie. But now a lot of Indian movies have come up with high-end visual effects. Yeah.
So when you look at the international industry as such, today's major studios control the production.
Yeah.
Rather than individual producers.
Yeah.
Just like in India also, it is becoming more corporate. Karan Johar and people like that have started their own industry and their own kind of setup. When you look at or Balaji telefilms for that matter, when you look at the corporatization of film industry in India, and along with that, professional directors who now think big time and doesn't want to penny pinch and reduce cost. So is it possible to deliver high quality work? And now our costs are very low than the international costs are. So in terms of what a Bollywood movie, as you rightly said, a Bahubali costing 3x or 5x more, when you look at the VFX industry in India, the maturity of the VFX industry, has it reached the Bollywood perfection, or we are still catching up?
It's, we have technically we are strong people. We are able to do the technical wise, but we need the directors like Rajmouli Garu, all these high-end directors who have that kind of vision, who can do, very high-end, effects, So main is, if you have the vision, the creativity and the story needs that effects, definitely our VFX, artists are capable of doing that. So our directors consider more onto international, consider more of Indian level. So the story is also based for the Indian audience. So for example, a Hollywood movie, when it releases, they release at least in around 200 countries. So the revenue is huge. When an Indian movie is released, they release in like 5 to 6 countries maximum. It's a good movie, they go 15-20 countries. So the international revenue is less. So if we get those kind of revenue, because of the language or whatever other parameters. If we get those kind of revenues and this can be released globally, definitely there is a possibility we can do such kind of movies. Yeah.
When you speak of different sects of parts of the movie industry or the entertainment industry, we'll broad base it now. Animation is one big industry.
Yeah.
Of course, we've seen from Chota Bheem to
Yeah.
Ramayana to Mahabharata, all being now converted to animation or were earlier converted also to it. But ever since Cartoon Network has also evolved into something bigger. When I say Cartoon Network, when I mean
Yeah.
OTT platforms also have evolved. Do you think the animation industry in India has also picked up the way the movie industry has picked up?
Yeah, definitely. But the movie industry is live, so it has more market. But compared to the animation industry, like 10 years back, and now it's very much picked up. And if you see, Chota Bhumi is one of the popular, and there are many other shows like that. And also, there are a lot of studios in India who are doing international work for 2D and 3D at the back end. So they are working a lot of the international shows in India. So the market segment, technically, people are working there. Probably they are not producing the own content for Indian release, but for international we are already working there. Yeah.
When you look at VFX as an industry, now I'm taking it separately.
Yeah.
You finished with animation, VFX as such. In terms of the maturity of the industry in India, you have the best of software, be it Maya or other software that you use in the industry, and you have the talent pool which you're creating and training. Do you think we are also catching up in the VFX sector?
For the international kind of
Yes,
level, you
yes,
mean? Yeah,
international
definitely. Of course, if you look at our studio, Rotomaker studio, we have done more than 4,000 movies in last 17 years. 4,000
huge.
international movies, huge movies. So we have worked on Avatar 2, and we have worked on Superman. We have worked on Game of Thrones. We have worked on Impossible. In 2022, I think out of 10 nominated Oscar awards, 9 movies we have worked.
Very
supporting
good.
them.
Excellent.
So basically what we do, this movie industry, we don't do the complete creative thing. Everything comes in from US. We support them in the back end in some elements of process, like rotoscoping, compositing, paint, elements, different elements, and we put together, and finally they take it and put together, add music, edit, and make it final. So Indian industry and Indian artists are already working on international projects. I would say more than 70 to 80% movies of Hollywood are back-end visual effects is happening in India with many studios. Yeah.
I see a threat there. I mean, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. With President Trump now trying to bring more business back to US, the other day he made an announcement saying that unless the movies are made in Hollywood, now the word is very, very broad. When you say made in US, it has a lot of components, because today you cannot make an entire movie in the US. As you rightly said, there are many components that go abroad to different countries to be processed and coming back.
Yeah.
The shoot might happen abroad, for all you know. The studios might be abroad, for all you know. All these kind of things. Today, producers are looking at cutting cost to see if they can make more profit than they were doing before. Even the actors have gone into a profitability mode by share of the release, not just fees upfront. So when you look at that, do you see a threat, or do you think the Indian industry has enough capability to even handle the domestic work and be done with it?
It's kind of little, I won't say threat, but definitely we need to wait and see how it's going to happen. Definitely there's going to be some kind of disturbance, especially the people who are making shootings outside of United States and giving the production outside states. But the production cost compared to what we are doing, the effects, even though they surcharge 25-35% more, the US companies are saving more money. So I would say probably they are saving 60 to 70% money. So it's a time when they need to judge, okay, we need to do in-house or they want to send. I'm talking about the technical side, like the VFX or all this post-production services side. When it comes to the shooting side, we have to see, because if the location, the story needs that particular location, they have to go and shoot, and probably, they might give some possibilities that we have to wait and see. It will be little effect, but I think overall it won't completely affect the industry, because when you do same thing in US, if Trump is giving 25%, but giving to India they're saying 75%. So that's a huge difference.
Naturally, it's just like car manufacturing or steel manufacturing in the US is expensive, because the basic wage itself is expensive. You run
Yeah.
companies there, so you know it
Yes.
better than that.
And also getting artists.
Okay.
Last, I would say, last 10 years, there's so much content, everybody needs VFX. And last 10 years, we're able to make at least 2 lakhs people in India.
Wow.
Skilled people who can do small and medium size, all kind of level of artists with the help of all companies. But the same thing, it's not possible in US, nor in UK or Canada.
Same
That
thing.
many people having passion towards the industry and creating. And for that, India is, I would say very confidently, India is the only place. If you look at China, China is good at manufacturing, but we are good at IT or pharma or animation and creativity because we have passion towards movie.
That's
So
true.
for us, when we came to in India, especially when we started in Hyderabad, I've seen when I was trying to hire people, for training and all, we found a lot of passionate people. Yeah, because in the visual effects, animation, gaming industry, you need a passion. If you have passion, you can train. The same thing how it happens, our education was strong. That's why we were able to produce more engineering
Engineers.
students. That's why a lot of IT companies. Same way, we have more passionate film people towards arts and cinema. We are able to produce the team, and no other place in the world can now give that much quantity and that much passionate people.
Gaming industry.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. And initially, gaming used to happen in, say, if you go to Prasad's, you will have a big floor full of machines
Yes.
where kids sit and play, even grown-ups sit and play.
Yeah.
That has over time evolved in it. I mean, we used to have small towns where there used to be a place, gaming zone. Now it's all on the phone mostly,
Yeah.
or on the iPads and things like that. How has the gaming industry evolved over the years, and where is it now, sir?
No, gaming industry, there's a more great potential. Is always the revenue wise much bigger than animation and VFX industry, and a lot of our Indian gaming artists and companies are creating a lot of content. Right now, they're supporting backend for the gaming companies in US, UK, and Canada, but also they're trying to produce their own games. And many international gaming companies are coming to start their facilities here. Definitely, there's a good boom in the gaming industry as well.
You have also trained a lot of people, as you said, over 2 lakh people, and naturally, not all of them will stay in your company. There,
Yeah,
few
yeah.
of them will stay, others will go out, they will
Yes.
join other companies or even start companies, animation companies or VFX companies. When you look at the talent pool in India, say compared to the IT industry, how is the remuneration for those who are in this industry? Is it equal, almost equal to the IT, or are we somewhere slightly behind?
I would say some of the seniors are close to IT, and this is talent, industry. If you're a singer, every singer has different price. So a good talent guy we pay 3 lakhs, a medium guy we pay 2 lakhs, an average guy we pay 50,000-60,000. But to reach 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, the guy has to be highly talented, and it takes like 7 to 8 years. A guy who is startup, which pay around 20-25,000 to get started, to understand, learn. It depends how fast you pick up. There are guys who are in the industry 4-5 years, they make good money. The guys in 15 years, they still make less money because this is a creative. It's like more,
It's all about your output that you
output and creativity.
creativity. Now, when we talk of this industry as such, when you're talking of broadly as entertainment, and I come back to that industry again, people are big business. Technology is one part of it. But the last thing is also in terms of, because you're doing back end work,
Yeah.
it's the belief for the producer or the director or the post production person sitting in the US about the capability of an Indian company to deliver the products. And when you work with products like Avatar 2 and all that you've worked, it gives that confidence to them.
Yeah.
Have the Americans, when I say Americans, it's mostly the Hollywood industry, over the years learned to trust the Indian VFX industry? Are they now confident that we can deliver products as good as what the US can do?
Oh, definitely. Of course. Without that, how would such a industry move here?
Correct.
And there's a lot of potential. In fact, many companies, I know more than 10 companies, international companies from US, UK, Canada have started their companies here in India. The same thing IT happened. When they started was different. When they're doing good and manpower was good, companies themselves came and started. But it doesn't affect our business because we cater to a lot of things. But definitely there is they know the talent they have. They know that we have a good talent, and they've started. That's a an example to show that we have very good talent in India. Yeah.
Is there something called recession in this industry, or is it a recession-proof industry?
Recession, we got hit a couple of years back with the Hollywood strike. There was a writer strike in Hollywood 2 years back. We got hit, and before that, COVID was hit. Every industry has little ups and downs, so we need to be planned and go accordingly. Yeah. So, but entertainment, it's necessity. It's like very important. Even the COVID time, also the 2 3 businesses which were doing good. One is hospitality industry.
Correct.
One is entertainment industry, because everybody's sitting at home watching entertainment.
Yes. And
So
pharmaceuticals.
pharmaceuticals, of course. Yeah. So few industries, 4 5 industries were doing good. So definitely there's a potential for entertainment industry globally. So everybody has to watch the movies, TV series, content. So there's
So one more industry which I'd like to take up, which is of course a part of the entertainment industry, but the way we watch movies have changed today. People still go to theaters,
Yeah.
maybe to watch something on the big screen, something
Yeah.
like Bahubali. You cannot watch it on a television.
yes,
The impact is more on the big screen.
yeah,
But the OTTs over the years have now become a major part of the Indian, what do you call, Indian family life.
yeah,
Evenings, many people actually don't watch news, or they don't even have cable TV at home, or even satellite connectivity by way of DTH. They directly subscribe to OTTs.
yes.
In terms of the business generated and given to you, as maybe in different formats, how is the OTT industry adding value to your business?
See, with the OTT industries, we are started doing amount of work is more, because a lot we are getting now Korean shows, Japanese shows. We also work on a lot of Asian shows, and some of the internet. The content has increased. Feature films is obviously definitely there, but last 4 5 years from pandemic, we have seen little change in the feature films. Like even in Hollywood, the kind of studios like Warner Brothers, Sony, Disney, they make yearly 35 to 40 movies, and now they are making a little less compared to that. But they have increased the OTT side movies because of the theaters. Theaters running is important for any industry. Of course, OTT can be there. Theaters also should be there, because you want to do bigger collections that can only possible with theaters. So Netflix, they can buy to certain price, but cannot pay that much revenue what you're getting from theaters. So I think the business wise for us is actually increased from the both media, and the prices are different for a feature film when you're working compared to OTT, because the budgets are tight. But we also have trained the team which can work for OTT platform in that particular stream.
When you look at old movies,
Yeah.
we take Maya Bazaar
Yeah.
of those days, or Danavira Surakarna, Telugu, I'm speaking Telugu industry,
Yeah.
or even go back to Hindi Alamara and other movies. Many of them don't have the original prints anymore. Some of them
Yeah.
have got destroyed or spoiled. I believe you also work a lot on that
Yeah.
in terms of restoring the prints and making
Yes.
it as good as it
Yeah.
was in the original. What kind of challenges do you face?
For the Hollywood, we have seeing a lot of most of the Hollywood movies. Generally, a film is when they shoot, it's good. Its lifespan is around 100 125 years if you preserve very well. In Hollywood they do that, and most of the high-end studios have restored a lot of most of the movies. 70 to 80% of the movies. Restoring of these movies is very important for any producer or a production company, because what happened, we have restored we restored for a lot of movies like Ben-Hur we have done,
Okay.
and
That's
many
a
movies,
classic.
Ten Commandments we have done, and all these movies. What happened, once you restore these movies, you can always sell this on
Oh, yeah.
Netflix, HBO, and make revenue. But whereas the Indian movies, they don't take care of restoration or preservation of film. They lose a lot of movie. If you want to see some good old movies, film is not there, they're spoiled. If they have been restored properly, they could have sold that to Netflix or HBO or some other content. They can lifelong make revenue. So it's very important, restoration is very important. I feel, I suggest if they have any negative something of the old classic movies, it's better to restore them, that way the future can see, or else there's no thing.
I think the National Film Development Corporation also, and even the film institutes actually are, speaking about it. I don't know. There's some of Satyajit Ray's movie, I believe, got restored. Bimal Roy movies have got restored. But I guess it's a challenge, isn't it? According to you.
No, they are doing it, but they are doing more some classic movies. But a lot of these independent filmmakers have done good movies. Like especially if you look at in Telangana Tollywood, so a lot of big producers have done good movies, but they didn't restore properly, and they kept in some labs, that are also spoiled. Okay. They should restore. Even if there is a possibility to restore, it's good, because this way, what happen in future, the Netflix, the HBO, or any online platform will buy them, and they get some kind of revenue that will be helpful for that, future.
When you talk of manpower, the film institutes of different states, and especially Pune is the flagship of them all. Over the years, they have produced some brilliant actors, directors, cameramen, music directors, and all that. But do you think the time has now come for them also to start courses? I'm sure some of them have already started, and also at the state level, to introduce courses on animation, VFX, and other things. The same thing which you are doing in training people.
Skill training development.
Yeah, the task is there.
Yes, Srikanth is heading that. So government is supporting in the manpower, because they want to help a lot of youngsters to get jobs. And when we need any kind of help, the government is always helpful. And in fact, the government helps us to do a big event, which is entirely most of it sponsored by the government. It's called India Joy. Yeah. It happens in November. It's one of the biggest event. When it happens, this also is happening in November first week. Around 50,000 people come in the 5 days event.
Oh, that's a kind of footfall you have.
Footfall is 50,000 people. It's India's biggest event. Now, the Waves is one of the biggest event, and second, I would say this is the second India's biggest event. We started 7 years back, and it's doing so good. Now, movie industry comes, a lot of directors, producers come, animation, gaming, VFX industry. It's a 5 days event where it covers animation, VFX, gaming, cinematography, and film related media entertainment. And it's a very good and created a lot of buzz. In that, at least 400 to 500 crore business happens. Wow. During that event. Yeah,
that's a big one. Actually.
That's a big one.
People do not just coming, talking, and going. It is also
it's a real business, because a lot of, especially in the gaming side, they come and pitch. A lot of startups. A lot of startups, they come and they try to showcase their whatever they develop, and good companies come. They try to take the business. So that's how business happens. And a lot of content creators come. They showcase their stories. They talk. A lot of service companies comes. This is a program where it happens.
So you set up a platform where everybody can come and
this is one of the, I was one of the founder to set up this platform. Wonderful. Myself and Rajiv is Chilka, and Sridhar from Purple Talk. We one of the people to start up. We took proposal to the previous government, and they were very happy. I think we need the buzz to create within India and also globally.
When you look at, as we close the conversation, as we kind of speak about the future, what does the road ahead look like? Say 5-10 years from now, how big is this industry going to grow? How mature is this industry going to go? Where is the technology going to go from here?
I would say entertainment is always needed in future. So probably the medium is changed. AI might come up a little bit, and definitely we should be prepared for that. And we also started using AI in some of the areas. For example, now we develop a software. If you are doing a movie of 2.5 hours, so you come up with the script, we make an entire movie in AI and give to you. This is a good. And,
AI can. I mean, it's literally changing.
Have done that. We are doing majorly for international this one. So what happens is that, this will help a director to understand how it's going to look. It will help the actors to understand what the director is needing. It will help the cinematography person what kind of lighting ambience he want. It will help the art director to understand what kind of sets properties I need to have. They plan the pre-production. This is going to save 20 to 25% of the production cost.
Even after you do it on the AI?
Yes. And AI doesn't cost much.
That's what.
You can't even believe what price we are able to do.
Okay.
Yeah, a very good price. And this is a previous.
So it's like storyboard being made into a AI format.
Yeah, we also do for international movies when they want to pitch a story to a producer director. Before they used to go and getting time and getting appointment is very hard. So now what they do, they try to make into short 3 minutes to 5 minutes movie in like a trailer teaser, and they project that to the producers, and they like to watch. They know what is the idea, what is vision is, apart from only storytelling. He can see the vision, and they're getting approved. We do this for commercials, TV commercials.
Okay.
You want to make a 1-minute ad, you do a previous, you tell the story, whatever script you have, you give to us. Within like 2-3 days, for a TV commercial, we can make a storyboard. With the help of storyboard, we can give the output, how it's going to look, and that will help for them for show.
In fact, that's one industry I missed talking about,
Yeah.
advertising industry.
Yeah.
That has also matured over the years because I've been
Yeah.
in media, so I know how that it is. Recently, I saw a beautiful commercial by Tata's
Yes.
of a car going up a mountain.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of VFX in that, but that is the way the industry is progressing from just shooting plain vanilla advertising
Yes.
to what you're doing now in terms of the future.
Yes.
Do you think that industry also, because initially the advertising agency as such has
Yes.
split now.
Yeah.
There's a creative part of it, there's a media buying part of it, there is a client servicing part of it. So these three are three different sections
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But do you think that industry in India also has picked up? Because you spoke about Cannes in between somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's the Oscars of advertising.
Advertising. Yeah.
So do you think the Indian representation over the years has gone up, especially the Times of India group promotes it big time out there?
Yeah.
Do you think that industry has also kind of moved towards people like you to give great
Yeah, of
content?
course. Advertisement is, we have separate division for an advertisement. We do a lot of big, phone ads. I can't mention some of the names for phone ads. We do a lot of car like Mercedes, BMW, everything, the back end. So they shot in Germany or in UK, some of them in US, and we do the back end VFX work there. So a lot of majority of the car, advertisement we take care, and there's definitely big potential for that industry. Every product needs to be advertised, marketed.
Correct. True.
So beauty products, we also have some certain creative skills where we can make you looking young. We can make you like 20 years and 15, like enhance your face and slim you as per the requirement for the ad or feature film. Those kind of specialties we are good. So definitely, advertising industry always needs VFX. In fact, the demand is become more now, and now virtual production has come. With the help of virtual production, we can make entire movie, at least 70 to 80% movie within one studio in green screen.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you need not move out.
You need not move. We have a LED screen. We can change your background, or we can do blue or green screen shooting. We can do entire movie, but slowly people are understanding. So it is some percentage of medium budget, small budgets will start working on that. Yeah.
I think this is one industry which, as I say, it's different each day.
Yeah.
Because you don't see the same thing happening. There are different things happening in different days. And I'm sure the people who are working, especially the youngsters who want to make a career out of this, and I want to tell them very straightforward that this is an industry where we started with the basic Maya stuff long back, basic animation of 2D, then we moved to 3D, and now we are moving into something totally different.
Yes.
And with the advent of AI, all that is becoming more exciting. Wonderful speaking to us, sir. Thank you very much for sparing your time, Mr. Madhav.
Yeah,
Mike Reddy.
Very pleasure.
And,
thank you so much.
I'm sure that next time when we meet, you'll have a lot more stories to talk about.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Thank you.
very
Thank you so much. Thank you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mike Madhava Reddy, who spoke about the industry that he represents, the industry that he has seen growing from the time that he was in Canada and the US and later moved to India to create a base here to make the same kind of production values that Hollywood wants and even Bollywood wants. Today, that industry has matured into different formats, from animation to kind of filmmaking to advertising and of course VFX. All these are exciting times because as India grows and as India becomes Atmanirbhar, we will see more and more of these kind of high value works, high quality works happening right here in Bharat. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.